Sorry, that brings us down to the wire. In today's Schuster showdown, now that he's gotten health care passed, has a freshly emboldened President Obama decided to basically steal a big issue from Republicans and move to the center while angering his own party. From offshore oil drilling to the surge in Afghanistan to not closing Gitmo, is the president effectively disarming the other party? Today, the president said it's time to move on from political battles of the past.
Ultimately, we need to move beyond the tired debates of the left and the right, between business leaders and environmentalists, between those who would claim drilling is a cure-all and those who would claim it has no place. Because this issue is just too important to allow our progress to languish while we fight the same old battles over and over again.
Is this smart policy or just shrewd politics on the part of a president who may be realizing bipartisanship is now as quaint as the Geneva Conventions were to the Bush administration? Joining us for today's Schuster Showdown, our liberal radio talk show host Nancy Skinner and conservative radio host Dennis Prager, who also writes a column for townhall.com. Dennis, let's start with you. Are you pleased by the Obama administration, essentially what a lot of people would argue is a flip-flop on oil drilling?
See, I don't care about flip-flops as long as the decision comes in what I want. I'm very honest. I really care about the president's policies. I don't care about the politics. I think that this country needs to drill. We have enough oil to become no longer dependent upon totalitarian, authoritarian theocracies. It is a moral good to drill for oil in the United States of America. If the president does it for political reasons, I don't care. Intentions don't matter to me. What people do matters. I welcome it.
Nancy, a lot of Democrats have some severe policy differences on that particular point, just as they have on Guantanamo Bay. They think it should have been closed. They felt that perhaps we shouldn't have added troops to Afghanistan. What's the president doing?
Well, I don't think he's co-opting GOP policy, David. Otherwise, he'd just be saying hell no all the time to everything. What he's doing is this is good policy and it's convenient politics, okay? He really is, despite the outcries from the other side, he is a pragmatist. And Dennis, I'm sorry, I love you, but you're half a solution short when it comes to drilling. Drilling is half of it, or I would say because we only have 2 to 3% of oil reserves in the country, it's a part of it. But this is really the preview to the big solution, which is innovation. And that's going to be cap and trade. And David, what's going to be very important about this cap and trade debate, so it doesn't get framed the same way healthcare is, this idea is a Republican idea. It was in George Bush 1's, in his Clean Air Act is where cap and trade first got started with sulfur dioxide and utilities. And the guy who's doing cap and trade in Chicago, Richard Sander, is the former Chicago Board of Trade president who's doing it for carbon emissions. It's a very free market Republican idea. So it should not be demonized the way healthcare was as some far left thing. And that's exactly, I think, the way they're rolling it out, and it's brilliant.
Dennis, is it brilliant?
Well, let me just say, the fact that George Bush I endorsed something hardly makes it conservative or particularly wonderful. I mean, this is the man who gave us David Souter, so we don't look to him, those of us who are not on the left, do not look to him as a hero. Secondly, cap and trade's a terrible idea. It is a left-wing idea because it supports the notion that carbon dioxide is a toxin. One of the silliest notions. You have to be on the left to believe that, or you have to have had a graduate degree, one of the two, because it's so silly. The food of Earth is carbon dioxide. Living beings cannot live without it, and now it's declared toxic.
No,
you have to believe so many things.
That is not true.
Oh, sure it is.
Not
the
true
EPA
to say
declared it that way.
No, you know what?
That's what you're right. It isn't true. That's what the EPA says. The idea of cap and trade is this: that the concentration of carbon in the atmosphere changes all our weather. Look at Massachusetts. Look at the historic flooding that's going on today in Massachusetts. It changes the whole climate. And this, you know what else, David, that the president did very well? He's framing this as energy, national security, and economic security. And I am so glad. That's what this is about. It's not about Greenpeace. It's not about, you guys trying to do the climate skeptics and all this stuff, and it's a toxin. No, this is about securing our future, our energy future, and our economy.
No, but it's also about changing his policy from what he articulated during the campaign. And Dennis, I appreciate that you want the right policy, and you're getting the policy you want in this case today. Dennis Prager and Nancy Skinner, thank you both so much for coming in today. Always a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, check out this amazing video, the world's largest